Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and today I am crafting with a pretty new release. It's called It's My Party. That's the name of the collection, and I'm working with two of the Glimmer sentiments that are part of this collection, as well as the Tiny Dots embossing folder. I will admit I have an embossing folder very similar to the Tiny Dots. I just have it in that smaller A2 size, but I really love the larger embossing folders that Spellbinders puts out, because then you can emboss panels for larger cards like your 5x7 cards and slimline cards. So I thought it would be great to kind of upgrade my Tiny Dot folder to the larger one. Now, the sentiments that I chose to work with today are Today is all about you and Best Day Ever. I feel like these two sentiments are really great for a wide variety of occasions. So you can use them for graduation cards. Maybe somebody got a promotion at their job. So a lot of things that you might not have very specific sentiments for, I feel like these would be really good, and that makes them really, really versatile to have in your stash. And if you are new to Glimmering, it is Spellbinder's system for hot foiling. Hot foiling is different from transfer foiling. Transfer foiling you might be familiar with if you've ever done foiling through a laminator, for example. And the main difference is that with transfer foiling you need some sort of medium, something that's kind of like an adhesive to actually transfer the foil onto your substrate. And today for my substrate, I'm not using Glimmer specialty paper, which is now my preferred paper to glimmer onto because I just get such consistent results with it. But I thought I would experiment with glimmering onto vellum. I've never done it before, so this is going to be a little bit of a first for me. But I do know that my vellum is heat resistant because I have heat embossed onto it. So in theory, this should work. And how you build up your sandwich is when you click the rocker switch to turn your machine on, that topmost red light will turn on just to let you know that it's on. The second light, when that turns a solid green, that's when you can start loading up your sandwich. So you want to start with your glimmer plate first, your foil face, pretty side face down, your substrate pretty side face down, and then the two plates that come with the glimmer. And then you want to hit the bottom all the way at the bottom hit the button all the way at the bottom of your lights. And that will make that third light start to blink green. When the third light stops blinking and turns a solid green, that's when you can unplug the whole thing and run that through your die cutting machine. And that is one of the key differences between hot foiling and transfer foiling, because hot foil, as the name would suggest, relies on heat, which is being provided by this glimmer system that you see here. That it is an electrical component, and it is hot, warm to the touch. So do be careful to not touch that gray area on the platform. And don't also be careful when you are taking the glimmer plate off of your platform. The system does come with the magnetic wand that I used that will help you to pick up and remove your glimmer plates so that you don't have to risk touching it, and you don't have to wait until it completely cools. And the second attribute of hot foiling that's required is pressure. The pressure is achieved by running that entire sandwich combination through your die cutting machine. One of the things that I kind of just assumed that the second Glimmered sentiment that I did would work as well as the first one, because the first one was it did transfer decently well. The second one, not so much, which surprised me a little bit, because usually the more that you glimmer, because your machine is, hot, it does tend, for me anyways, I do tend to get better results kind of the longer or the more into my glimmering session. And I do try to usually sit down and do as much glimmering as I can, because when your machine's nice and hot like that, why not glimmer as much as you can? But on this occasion, I only glimmered the 2, and one thing that I would suggest if you are experimenting with different substrates, as I was today, to actually look at it and there you might need to do a little bit of trial and error, just depending on the thickness of your material. My vellum isn't super thick, and it is thinner than the Glimmer Specialty paper by Spellbinders, which I get the best, most consistent results with. It's also a lot thinner than the Hammermill 100-pound cover weight cardstock that would be my second top choice for glimmering onto. So if I had checked the especially that second sentiment that I glimmered, I would have done it a second time and added an extra maybe 60-pound weight piece of cardstock, just to increase the pressure of when you run that through, and that would hopefully kind of impress the foil onto the vellum a little bit better than it did on the first pass. So that's something that you can play with and experiment with, is increasing the pressure if you do get, like I did, underfoiling where it didn't transfer as solidly as you might like. Sometimes that distressed look does look kind of nice, and I don't mind it at all. So it really depends on the look that you're going for. But if you do get some underfoiling, then maybe try adding an extra layer of cardstock. So I did lose a little bit of footage. I think I was recording when I didn't mean to be recording, and I was not recording when I meant to be recording. So, but for the most part, you'll see my process for this card. But I did make a second card, which you'll see at the end. The frame that I'm using here is awesome. It's from the Fun Stamper's Journey Snapshot Frames die set. I'm pretty sure it's not available anymore, but I can double check. There aren't that many die sets that are still available in that original Fun Stamper's Journey packaging. So that gives you an idea for how old this die set is. But I love it, because this Polaroid frame, look how large it is. It's a really nice size, and I thought it would be fun to actually add photos. Now, these are stock photo that I found, and but I think that's why I've left 2 edges open, so that when I go to use the card, I can actually slip in a photo, a personal photo. And I thought that Today is All About You could be a really great Father's Day card. Maybe you can pick out your favorite photo of you and your dad and put that onto this card and send that to your dad for Father's Day. And it could be anything, though. It could be, somebody who just graduated high school. There's lots of graduations going on, and you could put their graduation photo behind here and send them a congrats type of card. So there's a close-up look at this first card. And here is my second card. This is the one where I lost all of the footage, but it's pretty much the same. The only thing is that I took a photo that was full color, and then in my photo editing software, I made it black and white. So you might want to, if you are printing out personal photos, play with maybe toggling it to black and white, or printing, if your photo editing software doesn't actually give you the option to print or to change it in black and white, you can always use your printer setting so that instead of printing in color, you print in black and white. And maybe that way that gives you some different options for presenting your photos. And this card, the second card, I thought would be great for something like an anniversary card, for example. So lots of different ways to use these sentiments, and not only great for cards, but I think these would be really wonderful for scrapbook layouts and mini albums as well. I hope that you enjoyed these cards today. I will leave links to everything that I used in the description box below in case you're curious to check any of that out. And until next time, happy crafting and have a fabulous day. Bye.